Hello, and welcome to another in our series of videos from This Old Cat. Today we're talking about cat behavior and stress management for cats. There is a significant area where cat behavior and cat stress overlap, which is our reasoning behind combining these two subject matters into one video. The ASPCA Behavioral Helpline once reported that over 1/3 of their incoming calls included cats that were not socializing well with other cats, that were being too aggressive, or that were being too shy. So what's behind a cat's behavioral issues? If we can understand a cat's behavior, know what causes them stress, determine how to properly identify stress, and work to reduce and eliminate stress, we can be better caregivers for our cats. So let's begin part 1 of this video, cat behavior. It's important to note here, we have found that cats' social structure often mimics that of humans, and not so much that of dogs as some may think. We think Dr. Dennis Turner, founder and director of the Institute for Applied Ethology and Animal Psychology, is one of the best there is when it comes to understanding the complex feline mind and how cats behave the way they do. Dr. Turner has said, only when we behave in such a way as to show respect for our animals as partners and offer them the housing and care required by their respective species, can we expect them to return benefits to us as social partners. He goes on to say, meaningful animal protection must be based upon knowledge of species-specific behavior, needs and care, and the normal human-animal relationship. Here at This Old Cat, we have always realized the value of keeping cats living well, keeping them active and mentally stimulated. We call it caring for the total inner cat, mind, body, and soul. This means a good quality of life and physical well-being, a safe and secure environment, and a focus on balanced nutrition and expert veterinary care. All of this will have a positive effect on a cat's behavior. Before we get into specifics, let's speak in general terms about animal behavior by looking at the 3 circles of the 3 A's: awareness, alertness, and action. With the animal in question located at the very center of these circles, their behavior will change as you approach their space. Outside of their area, your presence makes no real difference to them, even as you are moving towards them. As you come upon their first circle, when you step into that first circle, the animal in question is now aware of you, but continues on with their normal behavior. Still moving towards them, you come to the second circle. When you cross into the second circle, the animal in question now is on alert of your presence, trying to decide whether you are their prey or predator, or friend or foe. As you continue to move towards them, you are now closing in on the third and final circle. However, it's not until you actually enter this third circle that the animal in question takes action. If they consider you friendly, you're all right, and they'll come to greet you. Prey or foe, and their action may be to attack you. Predator or foe, and their action is to flee to safety. The measurable area of each of these 3 circles varies for each cat, but the circles are always there nonetheless. If you've worked with feral cats, you've seen this time and time again. But the 3 circles of the 3 A's concept works with just about any cat. Now that we know a little bit more about why cats behave the way they do, let's talk about enriching their behavior. Caring for cats requires taking a holistic approach. Caring for a cat's entire well-being with an emphasis on the cat's comfort. Just as Dr. Turner had said, in order to thrive, cats need outlets for their instinctive, natural behavior, for their social interaction, for their sensory stimulation and exercise, and for a balance of quiet time. Go ahead and be creative when developing the behavioral enrichment program for your cats. For example, do you have a handicapped or arthritic cat? How about building them a ramp to get up to the window? Make sure everyone in your household actively participates in this behavioral enrichment program development too. And don't forget to get input and feedback from your veterinarian. As you build the behavioral enrichment program for your cats, be sure to allow for plenty of windows, the larger the better, for natural light and for 24/7 entertainment for your cats. Three-dimensional living where cats can run, jump, and play. Places to hide, and places to perch, which always are on a cat's wish list. And once again, with the emphasis on their comfort. And speaking of a cat's comfort, be sure to keep the 4 primary activities of a cat in mind by giving each activity their own area, distance from each other. Their food area, their bedding area, their litter box, and their play areas. When we design our cat spaces, we are reminded of Feng Shui, which is the ancient Chinese art of arranging objects in a living space in an environment to achieve harmony and balance with natural world. By harnessing energy forces and establishing harmony between cats and their living space, we can help to better enrich their lives. We have a link to a wonderful webpage about Feng Shui in the description below. And when it comes to enriching your cat's life, we encourage you to download the American Association of Feline Practitioners position statement on environmental enrichment for indoor cats. It reads in part, "In order to respect the natural behavior tendencies of the cat, we all are obligated to provide a suitably stimulating environment. AAFP encourages appropriate environmental enrichment to obtain and preserve optimal physical and mental health of our feline family members." We have included a link to the full AAFP's position statement in the description below. And oh yes, in that position statement, the AAFP reinforces the cat behavior stress connection when they write, "Many behavioral and physical disorders that are seen in cats are often secondary to stress." So that leads us into the second part of our video, managing stress in cats. In Recognizing and Reducing Stress in Shelter Animals, Kit Jenkins of Denver Dumb Friends League wrote, "Often humans fail to perceive the environment from the perspective of the animals. Therefore, we do not recognize the sources of stress and do not appreciate the degree of stress present." As dedicated cat caregivers, shouldn't we strive to better recognize what stresses our cats? Stress in cats often falls into one of 3 categories: physical, emotional, or environmental. Types of physical stress may include lack of food or water, lack of a clean litter box, malnourished, injured, and pain. In our upcoming cat health management video, we'll talk much more about pain. Some examples of emotional stress in cats are fear, confinement, overcrowding, new environment, unfamiliar faces, unfamiliar sounds, noises, or odors, disruption of a normal social bonds, and the inability to express normal behavior. And forms of environmental stress are lack of proper ventilation, an environment that's too warm or too cold, and artificial lighting. You'll notice many types of stress are intertwined with each other. In case of severe stress, you may find a crossover combination of two or more different causes. And note that this cumulative stress is greater than the sum of the individual components. And remember, a cat that is stressed has a lower resistance to illness, which can lead to the spread of infectious diseases. Dr. Turner, along with Dr. M.R. Kessler, developed the Cat Stress Score, or CSS, which was first published in Stress and Adaptation of Cats Housed Singly, in Pairs, and in Groups in Boarding Categories in August 1997. Their Cat Stress Score reference chart is one of the resources most often cited when the discussion turns to recognizing stress in cats, because CSS is a non-invasive way to determine stress levels by evaluating the cat's body posture, facial expressions, and behavior. Let's take a closer look at CSS. First of all, you will notice across the top there are 11 categories to watch with the cat: their body, stomach, legs, tail, head, eyes, pupils, ears, and whiskers, as well as their vocalization and activity. Next, down the left side of the CSS, you'll find 7 different stress scores, ranging from fully relaxed, number 1, to terrified, number 7. You also will notice the legend at the top, which differentiates inactive, either unspecified default or specified with an I, and active, specified with an A. For example, if the cat is inactive, sitting, tail close to body, eyes wide open with pupils dilated, ears partially flattened, and on alert and may be looking to escape, this cat would score a 5 as fearful and stiff. On alert? Does that sound familiar? Remember the circles of the 3 A's? We have a link to the cat stress score in the description below. Now that we know what causes stress in cats and how we can recognize the signs, the big question is, how do we reduce and help to eliminate stress? Well, we can provide adequate room for playing, the litter box, sleeping, and eating, and practice feng shui. We can reduce environmental noises. We can establish daily routines. We can speak softly and reassuringly to our cats. We can give the cats secure hiding places, but remember not to force or drag cats out of hiding. We can keep areas smelling fresh. We can show affection when needed. We can provide large windows with window seats and views of bird feeder to keep cats mentally occupied in the winter. We can keep their environment climate controlled and consistent. We can give them access to plenty of fresh water. We can keep the cat's litter boxes clean. We can offer plenty of interactive playtime and toys that mimic prey, anything to stimulate their natural predatory sequence. We can always take the cat's age and/or medical condition into consideration. We can have soft, relaxing music playing. We can provide warmed-up canned food at mealtime. We can use calming remedies such as box and/or feel-away. We can have lots and lots of natural light. We can reward the positive and try our best to simply ignore the negative. We can handle the cats gently and lovingly. We can offer scratching posts or boxes. We can shut off lights at night because cats need darkness to satisfy their circadian rhythms. We can keep a carrier in the room with soft bedding inside, which would make it less scary for future vet trips. And as we mentioned in our top 10 items list, we can use capsules and pet pillows when medicating cats. And oh yes, give the cat their own song. It's true, cats do have their own unique songs. We've felt this way for quite some time now, going back to our very first cat, Charlie Brown. Nowadays, just about every cat we know has a song. It can be short and whimsical, so give it a try. When you and the cat are relaxing together sometime, it just might come to you. And when you have it, smile while you sing it to the cat and watch for the calming effect it has on them. Bitty bits a bits a bits, bitty 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 bitty, you're so pretty, bitty bitty bitty, bitty bitty bitty, bits a bits a bits. And finally, consider the 5 freedoms. In the 1960s, after Ruth Harrison's Animal Machines was published in the United Kingdom, public outcry led to the formation of a special committee. The Bramble Committee was to examine farm animal welfare issues. One of the products of this committee was the idea that for humane treatment, farm animals were entitled to 5 freedoms. The 5 freedoms are freedom to lie down, stretch, turn around, stand up, and groom. Freedom from thirst and hunger. Freedom to express normal behavior. Freedom from discomfort. And freedom from fear and distress. There's no reason for us not to follow these same 5 freedoms when caring for our cats. So let's do a quick recap of our cat behavior and stress management for cats video. We know there is a significant link between cat behavior and cat stress, and that many behavioral and physical disorders in cats often are caused by stress. Cats thrive on natural, instinctive behavior, socializing, stimulation, exercise, and quiet time. We should respect our cats as social partners in this human-animal relationship, and we know cats' social structure is close to that of humans. A creative behavioral enrichment program should be a part of our everyday interactions with our cats. Keeping our cats living well and mentally stimulated will have a positive effect on their behavior. We should understand a cat's behavior, why and how they do what they do. We should know what causes them stress and how to properly identify it, and we should learn these sources of stress from our cat's perspective. Stress in cats often falls into 3 categories: physical, emotional, and/or environmental, but many types of stress may cross over with others. The Cat Stress Score is an excellent resource to help us to recognize a cat's stress. Cumulative stress is greater than the sum of individual components. For example, a cat that is fearful and also in pain may be exponentially stressed versus a cat that is stressed only by fear or only by pain. Keep in mind the 5 freedoms and remember there are dozens of ways for us to strive to reduce and eliminate stress in our cats, vital to being a good cat caregiver. And let's set a goal for ourselves, to rise above normal human perception and put ourselves inside the mind of the cat, to recognize what causes them stress and what we can do to limit and eliminate it. For more reading on cat behavior and stress management, be sure to check out the links we have in the description below. We hope you have found our cat behavior and stress management video helpful. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. This video was written and produced by This Old Cat. This has been one in a continuing series of videos from This Old Cat. For more information, please visit us online at thesunshinehome.com. Thank you.